Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the NBA. So y'all check this out. Now, I ain't talked hoops in a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I don't like trades. I done told you before. The trades just went down in the summer and everything. I'm not really for trades. A little bit old school. It's just me. Sour grapes, and how things have just changed. Sometimes you just don't like change. And trades are a little bit too much change. Back in the old days, players would at least try to stay with a team for a little while. That way you can develop a ship with them as a fan, from the fan's perspective. Hey, I love this guy or I hate this guy. He's on that team, and we ain't rolling. Stuff like that. Rivalries and things. Stay on your team so I can get my hit on. Or you on my team, don't leave because I love you. Those kind of things. So the trades, and there were major trades this year. We some major trades going on, but a lot of things irk me. You know what I mean? Because now guys, just for example, I don't miss no Russell Westbrook games. You understand? Now I don't miss no Russell Westbrook games because I know what the hell a triple double is, and he got the nerve to try to average one 3 years in a row, and damn near every time you turn on TV, he's averaging one. All right, he's getting one. That's unheard of. It's still unheard of. No matter what the pundits are trying to say, because they're trying to belittle it because others are not doing it and say, well, he's not winning and this and that. There's a whole lot of people ain't won. Stop acting like it. That's not awesome. Just like in baseball right now. It's a dude, man, and the Angels, man, Shohei Ohtani. I might just do a video extra about this guy. This is the guy who's a pitcher, throws 100 miles an hour fastball, and is batting 300, batting third on his team right now. His arm is hurt. Bat third on the team, batting 300, leading the team in hitting. Still stole probably the most bases by 11, 12 bases already. Right? It's ridiculous. So when I see things like that, they resonate with me. I remember them because I know what I've been watching over the years. Right? So, Westbrook, though, is going to the Houston Rockets. Or he's into Houston Rockets now. That's going to irk me because I don't like watching James Harden. You know what I mean? James Harden is awesome, but he's a product of these rules that we have in the NBA. Right? Swinging your hands up. People can't be around you. Step back 3-point shot where you really can't defend a 3-point shot nowadays. All those things that irks me about basketball right now, even though it's my favorite sport and I love it. But, the trades. So, it's going to bring me to the trades that happened with the Clippers. Now, Paul George, he was over there with Russell Westbrook. Your shoulder was hurt, right? So you couldn't go far in the playoffs because, shoot, he was hurt, Paul George. And now it's the Clippers. Now I'm rolling with the Clippers since Blake Griffin got there. I've been rolling with them. They LA anyway, so you got your eye on them. But they had the Clipper curse. We know that. But Blake Griffin got there. I ain't missed too many games since he. But when Blake was there, I probably missed, maybe about 5 or 6 games over 4 or 5 years. It is what it is. You're going to see some games or some of it, a whole lot of it. Blake Griffin, watching him was awesome. And then, DeAndre Jordan was there. And then Chris Paul came. And that team was pretty damn good. They almost did it that year when they lost against Houston in the semifinals with after having a 3-1 lead in that series. That broke the camel's back. That was going to never happen after that. Sometimes things like that happen. But anyway, I'm rambling. I know it, but trying to make you understand how it goes down. I watched the Clippers and everything. But now the Clippers got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, which is awesome because that team last year overachieved, right? It was pretty awesome to see what the Clippers did last year, right? And, to get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and to keep, Montrezl Harrelson and Lou Williams. To be able to do that, this team is going to be very, very, very good. I mean, you're talking about two of the premier defenders in the league, perimeter defenders that you've probably ever seen in the league. But right now, for sure, with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and now they're offensive juggernauts as well. So, hey, you're good to go, right? Just when the end of them games come, the only thing I'm worried about the Clippers right now is even though you're Kawhi Leonard, even though you're Paul George, right? They're going to have to understand. Somebody going to have to tell them, when the game get down, fourth quarter, we going with Lou Williams. Still, you know what I'm saying? Still, you go with Lou Williams. Bottom line. That's what I say. So that's going to be an issue when them games get down. Like everybody feel like they got to have the ball. Still give it to Lou Williams. Because matter of fact, even if those other two on the court, that people got to stay at home. Ain't nobody stopping Lou Williams 1-on-1. Bottom line. So that's going to be an issue. The end of games, who takes that shot? I still think got to be Lou Williams. But now I'm talking basketball when it's not really only about basketball. something else is going on. You know, the Clippers, we're talking about the Clippers, right? Right now, the Clippers, I think it's the anniversary of Don Sterling, the old owner, you know, we found out was really racist. You know what I mean? You know, they got things are coming out, a new, podcast and a new video or something that's coming out, what's called the Sterling Affairs, and it's going to be on 30/30 or whatever, right? I don't really even know the details because it's not really that important. Something else sticks out at me. You know, Sterling, he's banned for life from the NBA, right? 2014, banned for life because he was caught on on tape somewhere saying brother to one of his girlfriends or something. I think it was a girlfriend. He was saying man you can sleep with black people, you do your thing privately, but publicly I don't want you doing that. I'm very aggravated that you hang around with brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said on tape. Now everybody was outraged, blackballed, boycotted from the NBA in 2014. I'm going to say this: that happened right now or in the last year, he probably would still be in the NBA. We have moonwalked. Okay, let me just tell you right now, because those comments that were private comments and someone, overheard them and shouldn't have been taping them, but taped them, right? Those private comments. Let me ask you this: do you think that there's no private conversations with your president right now that are worse than that? When the stuff that we've heard already, which stuff his lawyer told you to ride through cities and say only black people can live like that. Oh, no human wants to live in D.C., right? Go back to where you come from. Yeah, all of y'all talking to Congress people. Go back to where you came from. Got brothers kneeling on the national anthem peacefully because they trying to kneel because other young kids are being shot by policemen who, armed policemen who should be good with weapons are shooting these guys fatally, not in lower extremities, when they're running out the opposite direction, and brothers can't kneel for that. All of a sudden, everybody's patriotic and saying you don't kneel to the national anthem. But the same people that are patriotic don't care that your president's dealing with Russia, with your arch rival, who's, who hacked into the polls, got him voted, and other little things. And that all the people around him are criminals. That 30 people are working in the White House that shouldn't have security clearances, but have them because they just did it like that. You don't care about his tax returns all of a sudden. Trying to buy an island called Greenland. How you gonna buy it if you don't want to show your tax returns? No one could even talk to people when he went to school, wondering why he can't say certain words and this and that because he's not, he's not the smartest guy in the world. But it's not. You don't really have to be. It's just, is anybody out there still thinking that the president's not racist for the stuff that he's saying openly from the White House? And we're not outraged by that because he still has a 44% approval rating. And I've just listed a few things that he's done. I can go into more. I'm just saying that with Don Sterling right now, wake up everybody. Because if we can get outraged by a basketball owner that loses his team and get kicked out of the NBA 6 years later, here we are, and our president says something like that every day on Twitter in front of everybody. And now everybody ain't even upset about it. Now, because the NBA is suspect anyway. Now, I'm talking about, shoot, I ain't the oldest brother in the world, ain't the youngest either, but ain't the oldest brother. I got partners. One of my partners from Virginia tell you, shoot, when he was in high school, my brothers be playing in Virginia, the brothers start winning, and then people from the stands will come up right to the coach, tell him, listen, put my son back in. I didn't come here to see no niggers play. As soon as they start winning, this is just a few years. Come on now, ain't that many, few decades. Right? The NBA all of a sudden, all this 3-point shooting. Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's a zone defense in the NBA? Zone defense. Because the players wasn't looking like the people in the stands. Okay, so with all that being said, what we have here is a huge problem. We're talking about Don Sterling, but when you're talking about, that's one Donald you could be talking about, but make sure you're talking about the other one. If a country can watch what our president is doing and still have a 44% approval rating, what does that tell you? So my point about Donald Sterling, when I listen to that, that's the only thing that comes to mind. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.